Attention, Alabama fan. A bombshell of massive proportions has just dropped. What was confirmed in the last few hours will shake the foundations of the SEC and keep the offensive coordinators of our biggest rivals up at night. A completely aggressive, relentless, and devastating tactical shift is being prepared in our defense and promises to turn our secondary into a true claustrophobic nightmare for any receiver who dares to step onto the field against the Crimson Tide. If you love Alabama Crimson Tide, want to see our team dominating opponents, and want to stay on top of absolutely everything firsthand, subscribe to our channel immediately, turn on notifications, and hit that like button to strengthen our nation. The information was exclusively brought to light by the specialized portal Touchdown Alabama, gathering bombastic statements coming directly from the team's press conferences. The big revelation this time came from one of our secondary's greatest prospects, cornerback Dijon Lee, who opened up and revealed without hesitation what Alabama's defensive philosophy will be this year. According to the player himself, the directive inside Tuscaloosa is clear and direct: suffocate, pressure, and dominate opposing receivers at the exact moment the ball is snapped. Alabama has decided it will use press coverage at the line of scrimmage much more throughout the entire 2026 season. This means the days of giving space are over. The days of playing off coverage are over. Our cornerbacks will go for immediate physical confrontation, pressing receivers right at the snap of the ball, neutralizing any quick route, and destroying opposing quarterbacks' rhythm before they can even think about throwing. To understand the monumental impact of this change, we need to look behind the scenes and at the frightening quality of the roster we have available. Alabama returns to the season with one of the most talented, feared, and respected secondaries in all of college football. At the center of this defensive squad, we have a pair of starting cornerbacks that brings together the best of both worlds: impeccable technique and overwhelming physical build. On one side, we have Saban Brown, considered by analysts across the country as one of the most refined, intelligent, and technically flawless cornerbacks in all of the NCAA. Nobody forgets his surgical ability to make massive plays in the highest pressure moments, like that legendary interception in the final moments of the game in the end zone against the Georgia Bulldogs at Bryant-Denny Stadium, securing a historic victory. Brown is not just a talented defender, he is a cold and calculating ball hawk. On the other side of the field, playing in a fully complementary role, we have the force of nature known as Dijon Lee. Entering his second season with the Crimson Tide, Lee is a physical anomaly at the cornerback position. Standing at an impressive 6 feet 2 inches tall, his size, arm reach, and enormous wingspan create a simply gigantic radius of action. Picture the scene: a receiver lining up at the line of scrimmage and coming face-to-face with a giant cornerback, over 6 feet tall, ready to use his entire wingspan to deliver a violent jam to the receiver's chest in the very first second of the play. In his own words to journalists this past Friday, Dijon Lee enthusiastically confirmed the new mentality brought by secondary coach Maurice Linguist. Lee stated categorically that this season, the focus and preparation has been entirely directed toward perfecting the physical press game, and that the daily hard work with Coach Linguist is already paying absurd dividends in practice. This shift in playing style does not come by chance and perfectly echoes the words of the greatest legend in our program's history. During the SEC Media Days event on the SEC Network, legendary former head coach Nick Saban made a deep analysis of the potential of this Alabama defense. Saban pointed out with surgical precision that Alabama would benefit enormously from adopting an even more aggressive ball denial approach, playing man-to-man coverage, whether with 2 safeties deep or with coverage over the middle, pressuring with 4 or 5 pass rushers. For Saban, putting this absurd secondary talent to work in man-to-man matchups, preventing receivers from even getting space to create separation, is the exact recipe for turning a great defense into the most dominant and productive unit in college football. The reaction to this strategy behind the scenes of the SEC is already enormous. The choice to press more at the line of scrimmage sets off a red alert for every team on our schedule. When a team has cornerbacks with Saban Brown's technical ability and Dijon Lee's colossal physical dimensions, the decision to play press turns the line of scrimmage into a war zone. Opposing offensive coordinators will no longer be able to rely on easy short passes, quick slants, or simple screens to warm up their quarterbacks. Every yard will have to be earned through blood, sweat, and pain. For the Crimson Tide faithful, this news is pure fuel for excitement. Seeing Alabama reclaim that intimidating, physical, and merciless identity makes the nation come alive again with the certainty that the road to the national championship runs through an insatiable defense. Expectations for the start of the games are at the highest possible level. We will see if this press intensity will translate into an even greater rotation of blitzes and pure man-to-man coverages that will send opposing offenses into complete panic. The big question now hanging in the air, and one we want to hear from you, fan, do you believe this tactical shift of pressing more at the line of scrimmage will transform our secondary into the unquestionable #1 in the United States? Do Dijon Lee and Saban Brown form the best cornerback duo in the country? Drop your opinion in the comments right now. Actively join the discussion and engage with the Crimson Tide community. Share this video with everyone who breathes Alabama football. Stay tuned for more updates and roll Tide.